Okay, walkers and wilders, this is Cerro Verde II Acebuchal and my magnificent 25th walk of 53 walks, and it's a good one. A little gang of us went to Acebuchal, the ghost village set in the hills behind Frigiliana, between Frigiliana and Computer. It's got a bar and a chapel. What more do you need? And there's a hill behind it. The bar is really very good. I would recommend it. The food is excellent. The bread is superb. It's a good place to stop for a moment before you start the walk, but then we went to the chapel. The chapel was one of the first things they recovered when they rebuilt what had been the ghost village, which was abandoned during the aftermath of the dreadful Civil War. And we just went straight uphill. There is a good sound track. It's very easy to find. It is a bit of a slog, that first section uphill. This was May though, so walking in May here, there is a ton of wildlife. There's beetles, there's little tiny jumping spiders, there's flowers everywhere you look. This is common century. There's lots of cistus. That's the quarry opposite Acebuchal. You can see that from other places around and you go, there's the quarry, I know where Acebuchal is now. And there's a view down to the misty coast, which normally should have been rammed full of tourists, but this was 2021. The Algerian irises come out. You can blink and you miss them, but they're very beautiful. Do you see the spider? Tiny spider. And as you can see, we're rather marinated in among the herbs. As you're walking, you end up smelling of rosemary and thyme and all these wonderful things. I think that mountain is the El Cisne there, and there are some of my friends, a couple of my fellow grasshoppers, and a red necktie beetle. Some of the other walkers get a bit fed up of me taking photos. This is El Fuerte, Cerro El Fuerte, the key mountain directly behind Frigiliana. Great walk up there, and some more beautiful spring flowers, including thrift, which is particularly delicate and attractive. And you're heading up and you arrive on what is effectively the top of a ridge, and then you can walk along between the initial ridge, and on the west you're seeing the hills over towards Computer. This is a knoll. The further back, at the back, you're going to be seeing Cerro Verde II. Cerro Verde I is over to the west. Much closer to a mountain called Atalaya. There you go, there's the crest of the mountain. We didn't actually do the crest because one of the walkers had a timetable, but I'll be going back there and do that another day. It has to be done. It's a really attractive and reasonably short walk that's not that far to get to. And look at that landscape. How can you not want to walk in that landscape? Even the path down wasn't too steep. I'm much keener on going up than going down. But if you're going to go down, having something that winds over that kind of landscape makes it feel worthwhile. It really does. And everywhere you look, there are little bits and pieces of wildlife. To be fair, I don't do so much birding, I don't do so much spotting of lizards or taking clips when I'm with people, because there's more noise. You come down to that track you just saw, and that connects you with this, Puerto Paez Blanca, which means you can wind back into the valley that Acebuchal is in. This is where we got attacked. We got a gang of bees, the local bees. There are hives that had been disturbed and messed with, and the Spanish subspecies of bee, when it's upset, sends out a suicide squad to attack anything they find for a few days, and we happened by on those few days, and we literally got chased for about 15 minutes and stung repeatedly. They were attacking one of them got into Hugh's cap and was stinging him on his head. They were attacking our faces. It was really horrible. They all die, but they don't care because they've won. Because I don't fancy going anywhere near their hives in May another time. I'll go back in winter months and autumn months when things are calmer. Maybe in the summer months when they're a bit less active. But it was quite unpleasant, it has to be said. The valley path goes down along the stream bed past Venta Cebollero, which is a ruined inn, which shows you that there's how much more. There's tons of bees, so we were a bit nervous, and the bees were fine. We could just walk through them. There were whole areas where it was like walking through a living hive, and they did nothing, absolutely nothing to us. So several of our party were not terribly happy by that point. But the valley itself, look, you've got a Spanish gatekeeper here, bees and butterflies at your boot tip. But my goodness, didn't we often need a drink when we got back to the bar? Funny how walkers gravitate to a bar. And look at all my marvellous fellow grasshoppers, not phased at all, and very supportive in spite of the bee attack. So I'd like to thank them and apologise for taking them past hives that had been disturbed. I hope you like this. Give me a like and subscribe for a bit more Wilding Malaga. Bye!